Prince Harry was like, you know what? I'm gonna take my black wife and my black ass, and I'm gonna go and enjoy my life. That's what he's doing.
IAMDDB.
Yo, it's Vince Lee for NAYUNO Couleur 3. We're here backstage at Le Beat Festival with IAMDDB. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. How was your show tonight?
It was litty. I enjoyed myself so much. It's like, I think it's the second time we performed in Geneva. But yeah, man, they always show mad love. So yeah, big up Beat Festival.
You've been on some major tours already, opening for Bryson Tiller in the States, Lauryn Hill in the UK. How did it feel for you when she personally chose you to be her opening act?
It was dope. Like, till today, I still don't believe that happened. It feels like a bit of a dream, but I'm just super humble that she even knows of what I'm doing, that I exist. And to be given an opportunity like that is very humbling. And it helps me understand that whatever I'm doing the right thing. So yeah, man, just stay working, stay focused, and that's it.
Did you get to know her a bit?
I wouldn't say get to know her. We went on tour throughout Europe, and we had brief conversations where she just gave me really dope advice to just never conform and to make sure that the team that I have are working in my favor and, you know, helping me just stay true to my artistry, which is pretty accurate where I'm up to.
So you're about to headline a month-long European tour?
Yes.
26 dates, 30 days.
Yes.
How do you plan
26
on...
days?
Yeah, that's
I thought
what I
it was
counted.
23. Mad. Okay, we're doing 26 days.
How do you plan on surviving such a hectic schedule?
No smoking, no drinking, gym, water, steam my vocals, meditate, no contact with anything outside of music is how I'm going to survive.
How do you prepare for like a headlining tour versus a supporting act tour?
I feel like the preparation is always the same vocally. But for me, physically, I've just had to be really disciplined with how I eat, how I train, rehearsals, just making sure that my vocals are in check, my health's in check, because on the 26-day tour, you don't have time to be getting ill halfway through the tour. So, yeah, man, just discipline and a lot of boring shit, basically.
Yeah, 4 days off.
I
For a
know.
whole month.
And imagine
That's
my
crazy,
birthday's
though.
on the 5th of March. And I'm like, I get 24 hours to do what? To sleep?
Hopefully you do. We're going to talk a little bit about your one of your latest EP, Care Package.
Yep.
On Bubble Tea, you say, excuse my, I'm going to try to
Go on.
paraphrase or rap whatever you rapped. Bitch, I'm actually global, still doing tours. Pull up, bust the door, eyes wide open.
Yes, friend, you got everything right. Come on.
It's too nice. Came in to see the new styles.
Came in to see the new style. I be creeping in the back. Stuck in my mind on the low. I was so broke I could never go back.
Which brings me to my next question. Did you think you would be where you're at now when you first started your career?
I didn't think I'd be here right now.
No,
but
maybe not here in Geneva, but
I know, but like
the status that
I
you
always knew that
reached.
I would get to where I'm going. Always, like just in life in general, because my energy is just, I get up and do it, I get up and go and get it. If I don't have it, I work for it. So that's always been my energy, but I'm surprised it happened so quick. Like I wasn't expecting for it to just happen so suddenly. I feel like I haven't even touched on 10% of what I can do, and it's already connected so well. So it just goes to show that when you're organic and you don't force things, you don't beg it, you're just yourself and you're chilling, being yourself, that there's always somebody that can relate. There's always somebody that you can connect to and inspire. And yeah, man, I hope I inspire you, bitch.
How's your life changed since you first came out? Must be crazy.
It's crazy. Like, I feel like I'm in the Matrix. It's mad because like the way I look at people isn't how people see me, and that's both for new fans, for old friends, for even family. So it's very strange. It's almost like I'm always in character training no matter who I come into contact with, because it's like, why are you talking to me? Are you talking to me because you know who I am? Are you talking to me because you actually care? It's a bit, the dynamic has changed. But apart from that, I just embrace the blessings that I have. Like, I've been able to look after my family, live a better quality of life, wake up and do what I love to do every day, rather than work a part-time job folding fucking clothes that I don't own, that I'm not making profit from. Forget all of that. How about we open a store and we make our own drip and we make profit from our clothes, and that's what we do. So yeah.
Is that what you do for real?
Yes, this top that I'm wearing right now is Supply. Do you want to do a little zoom?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Zoom. Supply.
Is that your brand?
Yes, it is. So we have a store in London called Supply Store.
Wow.
And basically we are a collaborative creative store. We do collaborations with artists, with different brands. We have like exclusive drip for trainers, for men's, women's. We just do a lot of dope things, you know? I feel like when people realize what DDB as a brand is creating alongside Union IV, they'll understand that this, you can't stop what God's plan. You really can't, because if you were to understand how all this came together, there's nobody can tell me it's by coincidence or that it's by chance that.
But is everything planned? Like, did you have a plan for your career when you first started, or is it like you just go along according to how things are going? Like, did you plan to have a clothing brand? Did you plan on having a music company, all of that? Or is it just,
I feel like
one thing after the other, whatever comes through?
For us, it's always, from the get-go, it's always been, the main objective is to own everything. Everything you do, everything you create, everything you can supply. Hence why the store's called Supply, because we supply literally. But I feel like certain musicians, they come into this game with the wrong mindset. Like, when you know that you pick your own producers, you write your own songs, you pick out your melodies, like when you're so involved with the art, it becomes personal. So everything I do, I have to own. And that's something my manager always drilled into me, like, with your masters, own your music. So when you want to drop, you can drop freely, instead of having to conform to somebody who didn't originate the wave. So how do you know what's best for me if I created this? Do you understand? But yeah. Wow, I feel like we're getting really deep.
On Scare You, another track of Care Package,
Okay.
you say, don't got time for crazy, DD independent. I don't rely on the label, so I set the pace.
Facts.
Don't got time for crazy. DD independent. I don't rely on a label, so I set the pace.
Why did you choose? I mean, you kind of expressed already, but can you elaborate on why
You
you
know
choose to
what?
stay really independent and not sign with a major?
To just clarify that statement, that's not me being anti-label. Like, I really fuck with the labels when they have money to give me. That's lit. But it's just the terms and conditions under which that money comes. And for me, again, like, with the whole concept and mindset of owning things, I would rather earn my money than be given an advance to something I haven't yet done. It's like, it feels like I'm cheating myself. So with that, I love the fact that labels give artists, you know, the platform and the opportunities they need to excel. That's dope. But for me personally, I'm just very stubborn and I like to do things my way. So independence is super important for me, and I'm blessed to have a team that understands that.
Would you ever consider partnering with a label,
I actually
a major label?
Yeah, I actually have a company that does partnerships with major labels. So I'm very aware of
United
that world.
IV?
Union IV,
Union
yes,
IV, sorry.
exactly. So yeah, we mix and blend, and that's why I say I've got mad love for the labels, because they do great business. But for me personally, as an artist, I signed myself to myself, and I own all my masters. And you know, if they want to give me money, I take the money, but I still gotta own my shit.
So you feel for you it's important to maybe reach a certain level, so when you partner with these labels, you have as far as negotiating
Yes.
contracts and stuff,
100%.
you're not like an unknown nobody that
have
can just tell you
balance.
what to do or whatever.
100%. You have balance. You created your sound. You had enough time to experiment and understand who you are sonically, visually, as an artist. There's so many things that you need. Yeah, man, you need to establish your cult. I feel like it's so important to have a cult before you step into these places of majors. But yeah, man, big up all the majors. They got money. And if you're trying to be a global artist, don't ever think that you can be global without the backing of a label, because they run this industry. So what do you mean? So yeah.
And would you ever try to sign somebody else to your company to produce other artists?
I would for producers, songwriters, but I wouldn't for other artists until I retire.
Why not?
Because it's too much work, man. Like, even just seeing how the intensity of the relationship with me and my manager, you can't be that committed to more than one person at a time. And if I'm trying to be the best I can be for my listeners, I can't. It would be wrong of me to try and manage somebody else, because I wouldn't be able to give them 100%. But, you know, when I'm a billionaire and, you know, I'm like, you know, I just want to sing jazz now, I'll sign a couple of people and
chill.
Yeah.
Your dad is an Angolese musician.
Mm-hmm.
How much of an influence has he been on you as an artist?
Completely. Like, he was my introduction to music. He was in my introduction to live instruments, musicians, different genres from Africa, which really influenced just my whole wave, my whole sound, the tones, the rhythms, the textures, harmonies, layers. That's probably why one of the elements of DDB is so unique to anything else you've ever heard, because it's like the influences are in my DNA. It's that deep. So yeah.
You did spend 6 months with him a few years ago, touring and making music, doing music in Angola. Can you tell us a bit about that experience?
Yeah, man, it was dope. I think it was 2015, and we were out there touring maybe for 4 or 5 months, just playing jazz, amazing jazz music with a pianist, a drummer, my dad on bass. And it was so amazing because jazz is what I originate from, so it was super dope to be in a third world country, go back home to a place I'd never seen before, and be so welcomed doing the music that I really love.
Have you been back now since you've been popping?
Not yet. I feel like
do they know about you
they
over there?
do. Yeah? That's why I'm like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be
dope.
so strange going back.
You've been living in Manchester for like 20 years now, right?
Well, 20 years. Nah, that's an exaggeration. You know, maybe 16 or 17, 18. Yeah.
When we think about the UK, we think about London. How is Manchester different than London?
Manchester's like the low-key version of London. I really struggle with London sometimes because it's so oversaturated by the same thing. I don't know how that works, but maybe it's just because it's bigger. But for me, I feel like Manchester's just a different vibe. People are warmer, they're friendlier, they're more laid back. They're not as stressed, they're not as depressed. And I feel like we don't give a fuck, basically. Like, we don't care what you think about us. We'd rather just chill and, you know, smoke a spliff and mind our business.
How's the music scene over there?
It's dope. There's a lot of variety. It just really depends on your personal taste. But for me, the hip hop, there's a couple grime, drill, jazz, pop. There's so much. It really depends on your personal taste.
You've released a bunch of EPs, mixtapes, singles. No album yet?
Who sent you?
Who
the fuck sent you?
In an interview with the Manchester Evening News, you said, when I drop an album, it will be because I'm ready, not because of any buzz. I'm doing things my own way. How important is it for you to do that? To do things your own way? Apparently, that's what I read.
Okay.
Internet said you said it, so
Mad.
I guess it must be true.
You know what? I'm not in a rush, and I feel like it's rare in this industry for artists to not be in a rush. Everyone just wants to oversaturate and give you a load of music so they can be famous and have money and get bitches and buy Rolexes and big and nice cars. I like nice cars too, but like, there's more to this whole thing. There's more to the reason why I do music. There's more to why I want to be a global artist. It's not for the clout. It's not for, obviously it's for the nice things it brings. Don't get me wrong. I want to be driving a Range Rover. I want to put my mum in a nice house. But at the end of the day, it's because music's my passion. I don't see myself doing anything else. So for me, it's super important that my first album is able to maximize what I do in its full potential, to be marketed the right way, to have the right sonic effect on the world. And for it to connect worldwide as well. Like, okay, I'm from Manchester and have Angolan parents, but now it's time to just fly like a bird.
On the BRB outro to you Swerve 5 mixtape, the last words
I know.
are...
I am so excited to share more music with you. Next step. Album mode.
That was a year ago.
I know.
What's going on with the album? Because you put out a bunch of music since.
I know. Everyone's cussing me. I'm like...
But is it like a really different like process for you to make like making an album
It is.
versus making singles or
It
EPs or whatever?
It definitely is. But for me, it's like strategy and timing is everything. I've had enough time to experiment. I've had enough time to just do me how I wanted. And now it's time to put my little business hat on and think, okay, what is actually the best thing for me to do right now? And, you know, Care Package was just like a little gift to my fans because I hadn't dropped in a sec, so I thought, hold that and just understand that I'm still wavy, baby. I'm still on my urban jazz vibes. However, when you get tracks like Nightcap and Famous, you start to understand how DDB is not only maximizing but just expanding the sound, because I don't ever just want to be locked in one box. I just want to, you know, try as many different things as possible.
Like you said, you experiment with a lot of so many different genres of music. Jazz is your, I guess, your first love.
Yeah.
But you've been rapping, trapping, singing on dance
Trap.
vibes, doing all kinds of stuff, R&B, soul. In the UK, drill is making a lot of noise. Do you feel close to that scene?
Is that your watch?
Yeah, my watch is saying it's midnight. It's my watch.
When you try your best but you don't succeed.
You had to keep that in the interview.
So let me try to restart that question. Musically, it's impossible to put you in a box. You rap, you sing on all kinds of beats, such as trap, dancehall, R&B, soul. But in the UK right now, drill is making a lot of noise. Do you feel close to that UK drill scene?
I like a couple songs, but I don't feel close to it. You know, you get certain artists that they just jump on what's relevant at the time, and sometimes that makes sense, but then sometimes just know your place and just don't bag it. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, I leave the drill music to the drill artists because they're good at what they do. They understand that whole frequency, and big up them because that frequency is foreign to me. But yeah, that's just how I feel. I don't really listen to a lot of UK music. I tend to listen to old school music like Miles Davis.
Yeah, I saw you posting in your story today.
Like I like
the
old
kind of blue
school
album.
music, even instrumentals more than people actually singing and rapping. Yeah.
But how do you feel about the UK government forbidding certain drill rappers to put out music or to perform certain songs?
Wait, they did what?
They forbid certain rappers, drill rappers to perform. Some of these guys can't perform, can't put out songs.
It's long. I feel like it's very unfair because the same people that you're blocking the bag to are the same people that could be on the streets stabbing people and killing people, and because they want to make money singing about a few things, you don't want to allow them to do that. But surely you should be happy for your community that they're doing something productive rather than
I guess what the government argues is that there's been a rise in street violence because of drill music. Then there are other people who are going to counter-argue that.
Do you really believe that street violence is only because of drill?
No, I don't believe that. But like, it's a real question. Like whether does art imitates life, or vice versa? How do you feel about that?
I feel like it's a bit of both, and that's why I said when you asked. The first thing I said when you asked about drill music is I said it's a very foreign frequency to me because although it's lit when you're in the club and you've had a couple drinks, like the message that you're sending out is a bit mad, can't lie. And if that's your reality, that's cool. Nobody's judging you, but just be aware of the younger generation that are listening to that every day and vibing to that, and those words are spinning in their head, and you know that conditioning can lead to certain actions, but you can't blame the whole street violence just on drum music, if that makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. So we're going to get to the last question.
Go on then.
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry decided to give up their royal titles. You're
Listen,
British, so
I
have to
love
talk
Prince
about that.
Harry so much.
He's great. For a lot of people, the real reason they're leaving royalty is because of racism.
Yes, it is.
As a young black woman living in the UK, how do you feel about racism in the UK?
I don't, because it's just stupid, and I don't know why it still exists. I don't really touch on sensitive subjects because I don't want to missay what I feel and what I intend. So in regards to that whole situation, Prince Harry left the royal family because he's black. Let me tell you, yeah? His whole everything, he's black. And so she. And they had a problem with that. And Prince Harry was like, you know what? I'm going to take my black wife and my black ass and I'm going to go and enjoy my life. That's what he's doing. So I rate it. I still, God bless the Queen and all of that. Well, big up Prince Harry for standing up for his family. And I feel like that's a prime example to every young man in the UK. That's all I'm going to say on that, because if we focus too much on the negative, it just manifests it more. So instead of sitting here and just talking about how awful it is to be a black young woman in the UK, because racism exists everywhere, but I'd rather focus on the fact that if we stick together, we rise in power, we can raise the vibration, we can raise the frequency. People like me, I should be linking up with more female musicians in this industry so we can offer more opportunities to younger generations. And then, then maybe we can start shifting the frequency of our people.
Do you have any plans on collaborating with other UK female rappers?
Well, if they want to, yeah, but I just don't beg it. I don't do gang and all of that. I can't force a connection. So if they want to hit me up, wavybaby@gmail.com. I'm still on the same email, bitch. So you can hit my line. Listen, we got vibes for days. We can make some vibes and get it. But yeah.
All right. IAMDDB, thank you very much.
Thank you. This is your girl IAMDDB. Couleur toi. Now you know. Thank you for having me.